Thank you, Tywin.
Justin.
Now, when they say canceled, I'm sure this means you're going to face jail time. You're going to face serious time in jail.
I am.
All right, well.
I have to go to jail now.
It's great to meet you.
It's a pleasure.
Hello.
Dude, try my smatters. Addies. Adderalls.
Are you selling Adderall at this golf course?
Yeah, everybody loves them around here. Do you know anybody that's looking for Adderall or?
I just want to let you know, by the way, you're on live television.
Oh. Yo, what's up? What up? Yo. 2 for 10. Anybody want?
Are a lot of people buying Adderall at the country club?
Bro, yes, all the time. That's the only way to play.
Golf on Adderall?
Yeah, you ever play golf on Adderall? Real quick.
I have not played golf on Adderall.
That swing and...
Whoa, okay, all right. Why did you start selling Adderall at a country club of all places?
Became a... What's that thing when you have to go into... there's a couple and you have to bang the wife? That's the only way to...
Like a cuckold?
Yeah. So I got into that and then I started meeting rich people. Wendy! Yeah. I banged her too, you know? Sometimes
He banged me!
And
I'm Andre the Giant!
Wow, Andre the Giant! Wow, no way!
Look how big I am!
Oh wow, you were squatting earlier.
Can someone hand me a normal-sized bottle of water? Oh!
Wow, look, a normal-sized bottle, a full-size bottle of water.
Look at how small it is in my giant hand.
Yeah. That's pretty tiny. You know, you had an incredible turn in The Princess Diaries. Have you ever thought about doing any sort of like, or The Princess Bride? Princess Bride.
Princess Bride.
Can we get a close-up on Andre the Giant? He's gonna do this scene from Harry Met Sally where Sally fakes coming. Perfect.
Just like that.
I'll have a cheese havoc.
Oh no, it's me, Adam Sandler as opera man. Here I am at the country club, and oh no, I'm in a finger trap. Hey, how's it going, What else can we talk about? Have you tried the whitefish in the old cafe,
Mr. Sandler,
Yes,
you're getting some applause from our viewers at home.
Thank you very much, oh, mamma mia.
Mr. Sandler, it's been a long time since you've done Opera Man. It's kind of bold of you to pull it out here for this country club. What made you dip back in?
And the music always lives in my heart.
You got kind of like a Dracula affectation that I don't remember being part of the original Opera Man. Is that...
Hey, I'm promoting Renfield.
Oh, you're promoting Renfield, okay.
Yeah.
We're outside Peach's Castle. This is a place where, you know, there are a lot of Italians running around, a few dinosaurs. Which one are you? Oh, Sonic!
What's up, man? How's it
Sonic.
going?
You are Sonic, right?
It's Sonic the Hedgehog!
Okay,
Yeah!
Is that a beer?
Yeah, it's a rap party for the new Mario movie. It's coming soon.
Are you in it?
Nope.
Why are you here?
I Ghost directed some B-Unit stuff.
Sonic, this is a little desperate, even for you.
I'm being attacked right now. I'm just here to celebrate with my friend and smoke some marijuana.
I'm not trying to attack you.
Do you have a lighter?
Sonic, do you have any breaking news?
My new reel is up on my card page.
Okay.
I have a LinkedIn link tree also, and I'm about to eat 2 chili dogs.
Breaking news. This just in. Sonic found to have been sleeping with Princess Peach for the past 10 years.
Okay, all right, okay. She stopped that 2 years ago, and it was great. But then all of a sudden, Chris Pratt comes into play.
Blum, 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 blum. Oh, God! It's me!
I was gonna say
Mario! What's popping?
Hey!
Hey!
Man of the hour!
Hey!
Man of the hour!
Hey!
Yeah.
Hey,
What's up?
Princesa, try to take it easy, okay? What's popping?
Oh,
Hey!
yeah, it's cool.
Oh.
It's cool.
So
cool.
What's popping, man? How you doing?
Congratulations on the new movie, Mario.
Thank you, man. Listen, I went to Dominican Republic and I was like, oh, wow, I love it here. So, now I'm Dominican. Come on. Bloop, 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 bloop. Hey, pa allá.
He just pulled a fish out of his pants. Yeah, I know.
Yeah!
That's not a Mario thing.
That's a Dominican Mario thing.
Yeah, exactly, because there's a beach over there, Come on, man, keep up.
Dominican Mario, so...
Where's the princesa?
I'd like to also announce I'm a quarter Armenian. And,
Sonic, what's going on?
I also am proud of my new heritage. I don't know, man. I'm trying anything. It's really hard out there these days.
I don't know, man.
Oh my God.
Hey.
Mario, how you doing, baby? Oi, 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 oi,
Hey,
oi,
wait.
This next story is all about the United States and patriotism. Oh. Yep. They dug up Washington. They found him. They got him. People didn't know where he was. They were like, the president? The first one? Yeah. We got his bones. Yeah, that's gross though. Please don't. We shouldn't zoom in on that. Folks, those have been the breaking stories for this segment. Now I'm going to throw it back to our reporter on the street, Abraham Moses. Abraham, back to you in the van. Go to the van. And go to the van. And we're headed to the van. Van time. Gonna get on over to the van. Van time.
Brother, how long's the spot, brother?
How long's the spot? What do you mean? Well, this is, oh, I see what you mean. Let's go for a minute. 60 seconds, 60-second spot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You gotta give me the intro, brother.
All right. Hi, it's me, Mean Gene. We're here at WrestleMania, and it's we're here with the Hulkamaniac, and he's here to break some news. What do you say, Hulk Hogan, about this?
Let me tell you something, pretty Mean Gene.
Okay.
I've been rocking and rolling all the way.
Good evening, folks. My name is Carlisle Schumacher, reporting on the scene here in the Everything Now Network news van, on my way to the scene of what I'm hoping will be a big scoop. You, our faithful viewers at home, will be helping me as associate reporters to figure out where we're going.
One big scoop coming up.
What's that?
Sorry, I'm the ice cream man.
Oh, the ice cream truck.
I'm driving right next to you.
The ice cream truck is.
I ordered one big scoop.
No, sorry, no, that's a misunderstanding. I'm using.
Be careful when you say stuff like that.
It's journalistic parlance for a breaking story that hasn't been covered yet. I'm good.
Times are really hard, man. I'd appreciate it if you bought a scoop.
I can't do dairy. I don't do dairy.
I got sorbet.
Sorbet? Okay, I guess. What flavors?
We're getting separated by a railing.
Shit. Okay. All right. Folks, incredible things like that happen all the time in New York, and it's my job as a reporter to make sure that our faithful viewers at home are able to find out about it first from Everything Now Network News, or whatever the name of this network is canonically. We've got a lot of associate reporters here with us in the van. Let's see who's here. Ford Venus, of course, Charlton FFS, Creative Steve, Bug with a Gyat, Phlegm Bottle, Burke is here, Warosum, Fart Chris, thankfully, is in the van with us, Wandering Sage, Farnham, Yarkasm, Sentinel,
This is new.
Devin Phantom, LSD Super Soaker, Fancy Goldfish, and the rest. Welcome, associate reporters, new and old. We've got a lot to get to, so I want to make sure that we figure out where we're going. Can you remind me? We've got some interviews lined up at a location somewhere in New York. Associate reporters in the chat, can you remind me where it is we're heading to first? Let's see, the community college, that's right, yes, the community college. Thank you for reminding me. Now, obviously, with everything going on in the world right now, the community college is a hotbed of sometimes protests, sometimes the latest and greatest research is being done at our incredible community college. So we might hear from some professors, some activists, You never know what. Maybe some star athletes. I've heard the Now York Community College sports teams have been performing really well recently. So we're not sure who is going to be there, but we are sure who. We've got some interviews scheduled. Right, that's how we're doing it now. We've got some interviews scheduled at the Now York Community College. So we're going to be headed there soon.
I think it's the Billy Bob Thornton Community College.
That's right. Yes.
7.5-year-old.
It was named for Billy Bob Thornton, the Billy Bob Thornton Community College here in Now York. So we're going to get some stories from there, but as a reminder to our viewers at home, you can submit your own stories by doing exactly what Behemoth just did there. Thank you so much, Behemoth, for the subscription. If you subscribe during tonight's broadcast, well, first of all, you're going to be helping us hit our goal here. If we get 20 subs, we'll throw it on down to Street Takes, where you will get to hear some stories broken by our Gen Z reporter, who's live on the streets of downtown Now York, finding out what's going on there. But also, if you subscribe, you can submit your own breaking news story, and I will report it live on the air. Here's one from associate reporter Kristen White, who says robots do dream of electric sheep. Wow, incredible breakthrough in the world of technology there. I can't wait to see what these robo-neurologists find out next. But soon we'll be headed...
metal.
Oh, what's that?
Brain metal. Brain is metal.
Brain is metal.
Brain made of metal.
That's another breaking story from the robot neurologist.
Coming over the wire from the robot neurologist, brain is made out of metal. Fascinating. Fascinating stuff. And EGAD, thank you for the sub as well, folks. We're well on our way to hitting our goal, and we're also well on our way to Billy Bob Thornton Community College, where we're going to be talking to some important people, some pillars of the Now York community, about what's going on here in our great city. So, driver, are we ready to pull into the parking lot at Billy Bob Thornton Community College?
We are ready to merge with the ice cream truck. What does everyone want?
No. Carlisle Schumacher here, breaking today's top stories from Billy Bob Thornton Community College here in Now York. Community college are sometimes looked down upon when compared to institutions like the Ivy League or our great state universities here in Now York, but some of the greatest minds in Now York have walked through these very halls, and these centers are not just places for education, but for culture and arts and athletics. So we've got some incredible folks here to talk to, including this first person who I'm very excited to give a chance to speak their piece here on the news. Let's bring out our first interviewee. Hi there.
Hi, how's it going? My name's Ori Robert.
Ori Robert, folks. For those of our viewers at home who might not be familiar with you, Ori, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm the community college boy who lived.
That's right, yes. You famously, and this just in. Yes, that's right. I just heard over the wire, Ori, that you are here to announce something pretty important to you. Is that true?
Yes, I am. So, I was raised in a kind of bad home. You know, my adoptive parents didn't really care about me.
And now you put adoptive in scare quotes. Help us understand that exact relationship.
Well, it's because I had a second set of negligent parents, and I ended up going with the other ones, the uncle and aunt. They're actually my birth uncle and aunt, if I'm being honest.
It's very confusing.
Yeah.
Ori, you've come here to Now York Community College to do what exactly?
I was brought here by a man a huge man with a big beard. He showed up at my door one day and he said, "You're destined to be here. You're destined to be part of this community college. Your dad was the greatest HVAC specialist this college ever had."
Wow, an incredible legacy. And that big man with the big beard, tell us, was that Santa Claus?
No, it wasn't Santa Claus. It was just like a guy who works in sanitation in town, but he's buddies with my dad. And he says, "Look, your dad was the best HVAC guy to ever do it. And then he and your mom had a big falling out, and nothing was ever the same with them. And so, you know, you had to go live with your aunt and uncle in Bel Air. And
Right. That's right.
And so I ended up, you know, living in their pool house. Really sad, tragic upbringing, living in a pool house in Bel Air.
I don't want to bring you back to that traumatic time, but earlier you were telling me off camera about some of the kids in the neighborhood where you were growing up. Can you tell us about what kind of stuff they were getting up to?
Yeah. There were these two twin brothers who used to dance to Tom Jones all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they were kind of my bullies, but also I looked up to them. And I tried to sort of be part of their lives, but I just never really fit in. I was never really part of that world. You know, I had my own thing.
Sounds like they were up to no good. Seems like perhaps they were making trouble in your neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, not in mine. In the neighborhood I grew up in, there were people who would make trouble, but I actually grew up in Bel Air, which is like a very affluent, nice area, and everyone was just kind of mean to me on like a psychological level more than physical.
I see. And now that you've sort of ingratiated yourself into this community and now York, you've decided to do something to sort of bring the community up. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, I'm selling Adderall. You hear that sound? That's the sound of you passing your tests.
That's right, and it's not just Adderall, is it, Ori? This is a special type of Adderall. Can you help our viewers at home understand what makes Adderall from Ori a little bit different?
This is the Adderall they give horses before a big race. And I got my hands on it.
Incredibly potent.
Yeah, so this stuff will really do extra stuff. Now, there's a teacher at this school who's been selling Adderall, so we have a bit of a rivalry going on. And I hear him talking to himself often. I don't know if there's a man on the back of his head or if he's just in some sort of manic state because of all the uppers he does all the time.
I see, yeah. Well, obviously, I know some of our viewers are concerned. They say a student who's selling prescription medication on the street seemingly without a license, that's got to be problematic, potentially illegal. How can you help assure our viewers at home that what you're doing is totally safe?
This is a community college. There's no oversight. This is sort of a no man's land. So no one's checking on this.
It's kind of international waters.
Basically, there's one security guard here and it's my cousin. So everything's fine. Everything's going to be just fine.
You heard it here straight from the, I don't want to say horses because these pills are fit for human consumption. Isn't that right, Ori?
That's right.
Uh-oh.
Hey, shh. Sorry.
I passed my chem class. Thanks, man.
Absolutely, pal, but I'm gonna have to cut you off, okay?
Fair enough. You got any sugar cubes?
Ugh, do you have any sugar cubes on you?
Any sugar cubes? No, unfortunately, Ori, I don't.
There was an ice cream truck back there. There's probably sugar in the ice cream.
Thanks.
No problem.
Now,
Great
that
guy.
exchange sounded like you talking to a horse that was just neighing, but as you've mentioned to me before, you can actually speak the language of horses, horsel tongue.
Yep, exactly. Did you not hear any? Did you not understand any of what we just said?
To me, it just kind of sounded like you were talking, and then the horse was kind of like.
No! We were having a whole back and forth. Oh my god. I gotta take you around, man. This place is great. There's a girl who cries in the bathroom every day.
That doesn't sound great, Ori, but I'm gonna have to take your word for it now. Oh, it seems like we've got another passerby here. Hi there, sir.
I'm watching you, Potter.
Okay, this is the guy. This is the guy.
This is the guy with who might have a head on the back or a face on the back of his head.
Or he's just manic and constantly hurting himself. I can't tell.
Sir, do you have a name you'd like to relay to our viewers at home?
My name's Professor Squirrel. I'm a welding instructor here at the community college.
I see. And can you tell us a little bit about what's going on with your head, Professor Squirrel?
There's a lot of metal in my shop. A lot of stuff falls.
You heard it here first, folks. A lot of stuff falls here, and now your community college.
I know your secrets, Potter.
I know
Are we
your
getting that?
secrets.
That was weird.
Sorry.
That was weird.
Some weird interference with the mic. Sorry.
That was crazy.
Ori, I understand that you've got to get back to Defense Against the Dark Arts.
Yeah, and I want to tell you something. I know you're the guy who got my dad's HVAC certification taken away, okay? You try to claim that you were protecting him, but I know you're the bad guy.
I'm just Professor Squirrel. I don't know anything.
I know all about that. Your father was a piece of shit. I was right to take away his license.
It really sounds like a full person.
It does feel like there's another guy on the back of that guy's head.
Hey, no.
All right, fellas, we can't have this happening on camera, please. Ori, I know
He gets dog Adderall, so he's mad.
I see, okay.
He gets the Adderall for the greyhounds.
And I had no idea there was such a robust world of Adderall and uppers for various animals. Ori, is there anything else you'd like to say to the viewers at home before we let you go? I know you got a very busy day ahead of you.
Just, this life chose me just because my dad was an incredible HVAC specialist. I don't want to be doing this. I want to be a normal boy, but I have to sell horse Adderall at this community college. That's my fate. That's my lot in life. And I'll embrace it, and I'll marry my best friend's little sister.
A tragic story, but perhaps a hopeful one, that Ori will someday find love. And these are the types of complex and interesting stories that you can only find here in Now York. But that's not the only story we're here to break. We've got 2 stories submitted by our viewers at home before we go to our next interview. Let's have a look at these. These were submitted by our reporters who subscribed. This one comes to us from Behemoth, who says, breaking news. Now, this story is actually double breaking, which means that it's incredibly important that I tell you about it now. I farted so hard, my peanuts shot out of my pants. Please, how do I stop this? People are yelling. More at 11. All right, so this is clearly a developing story. Hopefully we'll find out more about that at 11. But that's not the only story submitted by a subscriber. We've got this story as well to tell you all about. And if you want to submit your own story, go ahead and subscribe. This comes to us, of course, from associate reporter E. Gadd, who's saying, watch out! He's right behind you. And of course, this story applies to anyone watching this at home. So if you heard that, turn around, I suppose.
Everyone at home, someone's in your house right now.
It's endemic, guys behind you. Look at that, we're at 3 subs on our way to 20. If we get 20, we'll throw it down to Street Takes. And if you subscribe, you can submit your own story just like that. So keep that in mind. But keep your eyes glued to the television set, folks, because we've got another incredible interview coming up. These 2 need no introduction. Let's just bring them out. Folks, thank you so much for joining. Yes, come on out. Hi there.
Hello.
It's great to see you. Great to see you. How's it going?
Hi.
Hi. So, obviously, people with their eyes on the TV can tell who you are, but for our listeners at home who might have the TV on in the other room, can you tell us who you are?
Well, I'm Sharon. I was staying at the White Lotus recently, and my daughter goes to this college, and I'm just here to support her.
That's not me. I'm not her daughter, but she's in my class. I'm the oldest person to ever attend community college.
That's right. It's Sharon, who of course was staying at the White Lotus, and the oldest person.
João Moreno Neto, the oldest man in the world, and at this point, anything I do, I'm the oldest person to ever do it in the world.
Here's the thing, I don't like old people. They make me feel really uncomfortable.
Sure, could totally understand that.
I love that you're in college. I am ageist, and I'm gonna say it. I'm not meant to live a life where I get old.
And it's so brave of you to be so forthcoming with your biases, because obviously we've all got them. Some of us choose to keep it private, but I'm so inspired by your willingness to get out there. Now tell me, why is it that you 2 are together?
Here's the thing, because I am a woman, they said she should be hanging out with this old ass ogre, and I didn't agree with it. I never agreed to it.
Sure.
Here I am.
And yet here you are. And can you help me understand how that came to be?
Until we started this interview, I thought this was my wife of 75 years who died in the year 2004, but I'm just learning now that that's not my wife. I'm actually very sad now.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And that shows you right here, right now. Why I shouldn't be with this delusional man?
I
Not
see.
No, I was
I'm not
his
delusional.
wife.
I know that she's dead. I just thought that maybe she had come back alive.
Sure, the eyes are going. Oh,
Sorry, you are now the oldest man to be sad.
Oh, thank you.
wow.
It's another award.
Incredible,
Thank you. They just
incredible.
keep coming. They just keep
Breaking
coming.
records all the time. Here, folks, I'll
Yes.
bring you back into sort of the center of our frame here. Now,
Sorry.
this is exciting. So we've got sort of a live situation right here, a bit of a mix-up. Tell us how you're feeling now that you realize who each other are.
I'm feeling great. I know your daughter is Stacy in my biochemistry class.
And here's the thing, I'm not feeling great. He's feeling great. I'm feeling like this man is really old. I know you're a young man.
Thank you.
That makes you feel, how does this make you feel being around somebody this old?
You know what? I try to keep my, as a
Sexual
reporter,
chemistry.
I try not to make my feelings known about the
Yeah.
subjects. I try to keep
Where are
it.
you going, where are you hanging out tonight?
Well, okay. Now I'm becoming the story.
Curious.
I would love to be the oldest cuck in the world if you could
Whoa,
do
okay. This
something.
story is getting spicy.
fun.
No, well, I want
And
to.
here's the thing, I do like an old cuck.
Okay.
I like an old cuck.
We are learning a lot here outside of the school, but I do want to turn it over to your daughter, Stacy, just for a moment. Now, she obviously won the Scholastic Bowl earlier this year, the town pride. How does that make you feel?
Well, I took her to the strip club. We had a good old time. We got bottles of champagne. I even got on the stage myself. Believe it or not, I'm only 42.
You don't look it. Wow, incredible.
A very young 42 with a daughter who just is so smart. She's above it all. She's higher than the standard. The SATs, she beat them.
She beat one of the first people to actually 100% the SATs.
She beat the ACTs. They don't even exist in her book. If you look up my daughter Stacy, she's the smartest girl you ever met.
Yeah, why is she here?
Incredible.
Why is she here?
Now, yes.
I tried to get into every single university in my 112 years of life, and this was the only one that I got into.
How old are you?
112. I'm João Moreno Neto, the oldest man in the entire world. Look it up on Google if you want.
See, everybody should be so uncomfortable.
This is a Brazilian accent.
Nobody should be 112. I'm really uncomfortable with this situation. As a very young woman, I'm a very young 42 with an 18-year-old daughter.
Oh,
Yeah,
see
you're
someone
now the
else is
oldest
doing
man to ever cough.
Thank you.
Wow.
Thank you.
The records just
Everyone is
keep
an
getting set. Now, I see we've got a $5 donation from one of our viewers, which means we're going to be bringing in an expert here, someone who can share a little bit more light, or shed a little bit more light on the situation. But I want to get back to the question of your daughter's decision to study here at Billy Bob Thornton Community College. Now, do you think it could have had anything to do with having a history professor who, frankly, not only can teach history, but is very well a part of history, being as old as he is?
It's very true. I'm actually not a professor, I'm just a student, but all the time people ask me, what was the Civil War or Revolutionary War like? My voice hurts very much if I was, and they ask me about those things, and I do know because I think I was at some of them.
I feel crazy knowing my daughter's in school with a 112-year-old man. And here's the thing, my daughter and I have a really close relationship. We have been a little bit sexual, and I'm not going to lie about that.
Well, you did take her to the strip club and dance for her.
I did, because I love her so much, and I want her first experience to be the best experience.
That's
A
funny
mother's
because
love knows no bounds.
I've also had a sexual relationship with your daughter, so that makes both of us, two of us.
Wow.
I thought you'd be more excited about it, but I guess not.
You know, here's the thing. I wasn't into older men. You said you're 112.
Yes, 112 years old.
You know, I'm starting to think maybe I could learn something.
I have nothing else to give, nothing else to teach.
From enemies to friends, a story that is developing in front of our very eyes, folks. We're going to turn it now to an expert to see if they can give us some insights on what exactly is happening here.
Oh.
Let's see. I'm hearing we're patching them in now.
Yeah.
We're getting them patched in. They should be appearing on our screen any moment now. This is being done remotely. I'm not sure where our expert is being patched in from, but they should be appearing any moment now.
They're on the line.
There we are. Okay,
Oh, wow.
and it appears we're interviewing.
I'm Jake Ellenbogen. I'm a cuck expert.
Oh!
Oh, wonderful.
Please, I would love. 112 years old, but I would always love to learn about something I'm passionate
Jake Ellenbogen, of course, if you Google him, he's the guy who reports on the Rams, not to be confused with Jake Ellenbogen, the comedian who's on the Everything Now show.
I'm actually neither of those guys. I'm a cuck expert. I've written a thesis on cuckoldry.
Oh, I read that.
Yes, I have my master's in it from Oxford, actually.
That's
believe it or not.
amazing.
Incredible.
Thank you.
Well, Jake, I'm glad we have you on the line. We've got two people here who are seemingly very interested in the act of cuckolding. Could you give us any advice for somebody who it seems like are fairly new to the cuckolding game?
Well, Zhao would actually hold the record for the oldest cuck ever if he were to complete the process.
Thank you.
As it stands currently, the oldest cuck on record was 102 years old, a French man in 2001. However, he died while watching people have sex because his heart got too excited. It's also worth mentioning that the oldest chair in the world is the chair of Rheinseneb, which is from ancient Greece, dating back to 1450 BC. We don't know if it was used as a cuck chair necessarily, but its function would certainly work in that context.
Wow. Incredible insights from a historian. Folks, I want to give you an opportunity while we've got Jake on the line. If you have any questions for a cuckold expert, this is the time to do it.
Is cooking at my age dangerous if that other old man cooked and then died? I don't want to die.
Well, it is dangerous insofar as elevating your heart rate at your age is dangerous. However, being a cuck is a little less on the heart than actually having sex yourself, because there's a physical component to that as well, whereas this is just the psychosexual dynamic.
I've been thinking about having a cuck in my life. Should I have him as my cuck?
Well, I will again warn you that it probably won't be a long relationship. I do think if you want a cuck that you can really humiliate for a long period of time, you maybe want to go with someone younger, someone a little more spry, someone that you...
Like yourself?
Well, you know, being a cuck expert, I'm sort of the most sought-after cuck in the world. So get in line, ma'am, unfortunately.
I have to get in line.
Yes.
Wow, I'm getting cucked at being a cuck.
Wow, and isn't that a tragic irony? Well, Jake, thank you so much for those insights. We're going to let you go. I'm sure you've got a lot of cuckolding lined up to do today. So
That's right. I'm going to go have sex with
Well, you're a cuck, so you're probably not going to have sex with anybody.
Right. I'm going to go what?
Well, Jake, where will we find you if we wanted to hire you as a cuck? Where can we find you?
I'm going to the Royal Palace in England, and I will somehow be a cuck there. I don't understand I'm dating...
Thanks, Jake. It sounds like we're losing you. Yep, it seems like he was calling in remote. Sometimes the signal can be that way. Did we get another $5 donation? I think we have another. Oh, nope. We've got something else is happening.
Don't mind me.
Okay. So tell me.
Hi.
Tell me. I know you guys have got a busy day ahead of you. You've got other interviews scheduled up. But is there anything else you wanted to tell our viewers at home about? Anything else that you wanted the viewers to know that you've got going on?
Oh, wow. You go first.
I would love to remain the oldest person in the world, so if you have a great-grandpa or great-grandmother who's, say, 109 or 110 years old, I would encourage you to let them die.
Oh.
I would really love to keep this record and keep winning my awards.
Here's the thing. I want to live a life of luxury. So if you have a yacht or if you have anything really, really nice you want to take me with you, I can give up my entire life here in the States. I'm willing to move. And I see myself as a very rich person who dies at 102 years old. I do whatever you need as a wife.
You heard it here first, folks. Two people, one nearing potentially the end of their life, one looking to live a long and fruitful life as, I guess, a trophy wife of some sort. Thank you so much for your time. We really appreciate having you guys on the news. Incredible stuff here, folks.
Never completed a news interview.
Wow. Wow.
Thank you.
Hey, you're the oldest man to hold 3 trophies.
Incredible records being set.
The oldest man to ever hold 4 trophies.
Every moment. Wow, it seems like we've somehow activated some sort of infinite feedback loop wherein Zhao was breaking records for breaking records at his age. Incredible stuff, folks. Speaking of incredible stuff, incredible support from our viewers at home who continue to subscribe and help the show. We're now at 6 out of 20 subs on our way to our goal. Do we have any other subscriber reports to break before we go to our next interview?
Yeah, we do.
Yes, we do. And thank you so much to those associate reporters doing the hard-hitting journalism that I can't be everywhere, unfortunately, folks. I got to be here, but thanks to our subscribers, like E is for Evil, we get incredible stories like this. Waka Waka. Thanks, Eves for Evil, for breaking that. We're gonna keep an eye on that story as it continues to develop. Is that the only story we have?
Yeah.
Thanks. Incredible stuff, folks. Keep those stories coming, and let's hit our goal. But now it's time for our next interview. Let's bring them on out. Hi there. It's great to see you. Now, for our viewers at home, do you want to give a brief introduction of who you are and what you're here to say?
Yes, of course. I'm Headmaster Dumbass Window.
That's right, folks. Dumbass Window is here, the headmaster of Now York Community College. Now, a lot of people at home are probably thinking to themselves,
huge blunder. Billy Bob Thornton Community College.
Right, yes, apologies. We've got Dumbass Window, headmaster of Billy Bob Thornton Community College, of course, named after Billy Bob Thornton. Now, some viewers at home are probably wondering to themselves, Billy Bob Thornton Community College, now typically that wouldn't have a headmaster, that would have maybe like a superintendent or a dean. Help us understand how you got that title.
Years and years of kissing up, honestly. Just right place, right time. Good company to have. Always got a beer ready for you. And I'm actually happy to be spearheading this new chapter of Billy Bob Thornton Community College.
Yes, a new chapter and a new structure, a new system for the school. Now, you've created a four-house system here at Billy Bob Thornton. For those of us who aren't students here, aren't familiar with it, can you tell us about the four houses and maybe what makes them different?
Yes, of course. Well, there's Sling Blade House. That's kind of your traditional heroes. Those who are natural leaders out there who maybe, I don't know, just kind of have it in them. Maybe they'll be a politician someday.
Right.
Yes. Then, of course, you have the Goliath House, which is kind of like the nerds, like the STEM.
Like the candy?
No. I wish. You ever had Nerds Rope?
I have had Nerds Rope. Delicious.
It's really, really good.
Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Yes.
Nerds Bites.
Nerds Clusters.
Nerds Clusters. Oh, they're so good.
Honestly, best freeze-dried candy I ever had. Nerds Clusters, best freeze-dried candy.
There was a laundromat in the neighborhood I grew up in that had a gumball machine that had gumballs with nerds inside the gumball.
Oh, what?
You ever hear about that?
No, that sounds crazy.
It's the only place I've ever seen that. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, though. You were telling us about the Goliath House.
And an Eddie Grail.
Sorry.
There are two other houses you wanted to mention.
Yes, of course.
The Sling Blade House, the Goliath House, and
Bad Santa House. That's
right.
For the rambunctious types, the class clowns, we kind of want to look and see what makes them tick.
Sure, the creative types.
Yes, exactly right.
And a final house, the fourth house.
Well, naturally, it's the athletes. It's the Bad News Bear remake from 2003, directed by Richard Linklater right after he made School of Rock.
That's exactly right, and that is the full name of that house. Now, if I were a student here at Billy Bob Thornton Community College, I would have to be sorted into one of these houses. Can you help me understand a little bit about how that process works?
It's an ancient process ever since, Billy Bob won his Oscar for Sling Blade. Mm-hmm. But it's mostly the hat. You put on the hat, and there's some kind of magic that goes on, whether it's, spiritual, religious, something, I don't know. But
and does this have a name, or is it special in some way?
It's a hat.
Just called hat.
Yeah.
No name that goes with this ceremony.
It's the Billy Bob hat, I guess. Technically, we should probably name it.
You can name it the Bandit's hat.
You're the headmaster. Now, There was some controversy earlier, and I don't want to step on any toes, but it is my journalistic obligation to talk about a controversy wherein some students here were being killed and eaten by a giant snake. Now, some of these reports may have been overblown. Do you want to correct the record for anybody who might be nervous to send their child to Billy Bob Thornton Community College?
Not much to correct there, honestly. We proudly deem deem ourselves the Florida of Now York, and we like to keep things exciting and crazy. So you never know what kind of wonderful, weird adventures you're going to be put through, and maybe you'll be tested to be, do you have what it takes to become a hero? Do you have what it takes to take charge and lead your fellow students into safety and all that kind of stuff? It's a feature, not a bug.
That's right.
Schumacher, you should get sorted.
What's that? Oh, me get sorted.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. I'm not technically a student. I'm not enrolled. Would it still work for me? Would it still give me a hypothetical or prospective house?
The bandit's hat will actually sort anybody that it gets put on.
Got it. Okay, great. Well, I suppose when in Rome, or when at Billy Bob Thornton Community College, more aptly, I guess let's go ahead and see what house I'm in.
All righty. Now, please don't take any offense. This is just... It's kind of mathematical almost.
Well, there's all four houses sound wonderful, so I'm sure there's no way that anything could happen that would make me feel offended.
Here we go, folks.
Oh, I can hear it. It sounds like it's speaking.
Okay. I'm getting something here. Yes.
Seems like it's thinking.
Yes. Which house do you desire?
It's asking me what house I want to be in?
Yeah.
They do that sometimes.
They do that, and it's also, you have agency.
I suppose, I guess the Sling Blade house. That's where the heroes are, in the Sling Blade house. I suppose that would be a cool one to be in.
Okay, I got it. You will be sorted into the Hound Dog McDog house from Cat Dog, the Great Parent Mystery.
Okay, now this is interesting
it's
because
for people that no one's ever really heard of.
Now, I wasn't aware.
Pretty insignificant compared to all the other houses. Really just for the losers, I'd say.
This is like a fourth house that you didn't mention.
It's more like an abandoned basketball court.
Okay.
Get me off this guy.
Okay.
Sorry.
I think that thing might be broken. Headmaster, before I let you go, is there any exciting things that students enrolled in Billy Bob Thornton Community College can look forward to in the coming semester?
Yeah, beer.
Yup.
Okay.
We're done.
What's that? Yes. I mean, unless there's anything else you'd like to add.
Thanks for coming. Would you like a photo op or anything like that?
A photo? Well, no. I mean, we've just
honorary degree, anything like that.
I think I'm all right. Thank you.
All right, cool. It's great.
It's a pleasure. Dumbass window.
The fuck you say?
Headmaster dumbass window.
There you go.
Folks, so many incredible stories here at Billy Bob Thornton Community College, but this is not the only place where news is breaking. It's breaking all across Now York, and thanks to associate reporters like you, the 8 of you who have subscribed so far, we are getting to hear those stories first, breaking right now on ENN. Let's have a look and see what else we've heard from our associate reporters who've subscribed. This, of course, comes to us from associate reporter Tywin, who says, Waka Flocka.
Whoa.
Incredible stuff. Great reporting. Support independent journalists like associate reporter Tywin who are breaking the stories some people don't want to hear. We've got a couple other stories, I think, from our subscribers. And a reminder to you who haven't subscribed, consider doing it, because you can submit a story just like associate reporter Awesome Sauce did, who's letting us know that Cuck has out-of-body experience and discovers self-love. Wow, what a beautiful story. Aww. A story of redemption, a story of sexual fulfillment. You'll love to see it. And thank you for the Tier 2 subscription. I think that was Botchler. Appreciate that. I think we've got one more breaking story from two more breaking stories from subscribers. Let's see the next one. This comes to us from associate reporter Miss Alife, who's letting us know that Now York has been voted the most sexy city in America for the 10th year from a survey from BuzzFeed.com. Incredible. And let's all give ourselves a big round of applause for that. 10 years in a row. sexiest city in America. I guess that canonically places Now York in America until we decide it's no longer there. We've got one more breaking story from our subscribers and 11 more subs to go until we hit our goal and throw it over to Street Takes. This comes to us from associate reporter 12-ounce Fitz, who's letting us know that onion ring found in order of French fries at local Buffalo Wild Wings, 8 hospitalized. Tragic. Tragic story. When the onion ring ends up in the French fries, look out! That is dangerous. Our thoughts and prayers are with the 8 who were maimed in that situation. We're hoping that they make a speedy recovery. Speaking of speedy recoveries, we hope that our news anchor, Walter Brandflake, makes a speedy recovery because he is currently unwell and not feeling so good. He's been stuck on the toilet for what's going on now 48 hours. So we've got a different anchor taking the seat tonight, and we're going to hear from them a little bit later. But we've got one more important interview while we're here at Billy Bob Thornton Community College. So let's bring them out now. Come on out. Hi there.
What?
Great to see ya. Would you like to introduce yourself to our viewers at home?
Yeah, what's up? I'm on Uber Eats, you know what I'm saying? I be driving the Uber and I be dropping off food. They gave me this hat for free from Pizza Hut.
That's right, folks. One of our important gig workers here in Now York. Now, they've got an important message to tell people at home about the state of gig work here in Now York. Now, tell us a little bit about your experience working for Uber Eats.
I see, here's the thing. I love working for Uber Eats. I just be like, damn, I wish I got some more money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, you gotta tip me. You know?
That's right. Now, some viewers at home might not be aware that recently, in the jurisdiction of Now York, Uber Eats no longer pays people working for their service. They survive solely off of tips, which means that unless you're getting tipped, you're not getting paid. How do you feel about that change?
It's terrible. And you know what happened? I stopped drinking on the job because I was like, I'm driving food, so I can't stop doing that. Then I was like, shit, I'm not even getting paid enough to stop drinking on the job. So then I started back again.
Now, are you worried at all about the new breathalyzer test that Uber Eats has installed in all of the vehicles? Some people are saying that it's an overstep of the freedom of these employees that you have to breathe into a breathalyzer before you're able to activate your vehicle.
Here's the thing. If you order something with fries, I'm eating some. I be eating y'all fries. I'm gonna eat some of your fries. And you know what I'm saying? Like, so then when I go to do the breathalyzer, they can't even smell the alcohol because I didn't have so many fries from the food I'm dropping off.
That's right. Famously, this new technology does not actually measure blood alcohol through the breath, but it's an olfactory sensor that sees if your breath smells like alcohol. And some drivers and remind me of your name?
Tara.
Some drivers like Tara have found a way around that mechanism by just eating a bunch of fries before getting in their vehicle. Now, Tara, are you worried at all about when driving intoxicating putting other drivers or potentially pedestrians in danger?
See, here's the thing, you know what I mean? Like, I care about everybody. Like, I care about the whole planet. But here's the thing, I care about myself more. So, like, I'm not having a good time if I'm not having a little drink when I'm driving. So, like,
I heard that.
I gotta have a good time. Because if I'm not having a good time, then nobody having a good time.
Then what are we even doing here?
And then I can't even deliver your food if I'm not having fun. So if I can't deliver your food, then you hungry. And then I'm upset, so I have to do it.
It's sort of compulsory at this point. Now, some might argue that by putting you in a position where you have to drink and drive to do your job, Uber Eats is actually putting our community in greater danger. What do you have to say to that?
I agree. You know what I'm saying? Like, before Uber Eats, we had to go to the restaurant, we had to eat it and drink it there, and then we would drive home individually drive home drunk from the restaurant. Because I know y'all was driving home drunk from, Chili's. Ain't no way you wasn't, because I know I was. Now, I have to be, a good example, and I have to say I'm not drinking and driving, because you know what I'm saying? Because for my job.
Sure, keeping up appearances. Understandably so. Now, Tara, I'm being told from the studio that we've got an expert lined up who's calling in now remotely. We're going to throw it to them and potentially give you guys an opportunity to interface. Studio, are we prepared to pull in that expert?
Yep.
All right, let's go ahead and patch them in. Hi, we're here live with
Brock Johnson, football coach. Billy Bob Thornton University.
That's right. And Brock, now obviously we're on the topic here of Uber Eats and gig economy work here in the town of New York. Can you tell us a little bit about your expertise in this field?
Yes. So these days, NIL deals are all the rage, right? So as the football coach, I can give you a job that's better than the current job that you have. Quit Uber Eats, join my team.
I see. So you have actually created a recruitment plan wherein people can quit their gig economy jobs and become football players.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Tara, as a current gig economy worker here with Uber Eats, is that an enticing offer to you?
Am I allowed to drink when I play?
Yes. I encourage it for my players.
Here's the thing. I would be a great quarterback. I don't have any experience as a quarterback, but I've seen them do it, and I know it's something I can do.
And that's enough. We're not a good team, so we'll take it.
Now, Brock, when identifying players to quit their jobs as gig workers and become football players, are there any skills that come from gig working that translate well into being a football player?
Of course. As an Uber Eats driver, you've probably delivered to places such as Pizza Hut, Chili's, McDonald's. These are all places.
You mean I deliver to or I pick up from? I'm delivering.
Well, famously, employees at these restaurants are ordering from other restaurants. Isn't that right, Brock? Like somebody will order Pizza Hut and have it delivered to a McDonald's because they can't leave work.
Thank you. I worked at McDonald's when I was coming up, and I got deliveries from other places all the time.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't tell me how to do my job.
You're right. You're right. I do deliver to Pizza Hut, McDonald's, and Burger King, and sometimes even Subway. You're right. I have delivered to
They
those
all
places.
have NIL deals that you could have.
Incredible.
Millions of dollars.
Now, Brock, obviously there was some concern about the prospect of having sometimes full-grown adults, people who are probably beyond the age of where they would realistically be playing a full contact sport like football, signing up for a football team. What do you have to say to those criticisms?
I have to say, legally it's allowed. If you saw that Netflix show, and they found out they were all adults, it's because as long as you haven't played for a university before, you're allowed to play for a university at some point. Doesn't matter how old you
Now,
are.
do my academics have to be real
Absolutely
good?
not. Absolutely
Okay,
not.
great.
We're at Billy Bob University, and I believe it's not a good school, but I don't really care about my players' education.
That's great.
Incredible stuff. Well, Brock, we're gonna let you go. Is there anything else you'd like to add before we let you go?
If you don't like your job and you want an NIL deal, come to Billy Bob University, and you could play any position that you want.
Wow.
Why is my hand broken? I was our defensive end last game.
Oh, wow.
Any position you want, folks. Now, it should be noted that while Brock did say you can choose any position you want, the current makeup of the Billy Bob Thornton football team is 27 quarterbacks and only 5 offensive linemen. That is a pretty nothing on defense and basically no wide receivers.
I'm pretty sure they got a Great Dane on there too.
Makes it tough to complete plays. So if you are considering taking him up on that, potentially seek out some of these other positions.
Because that's the thing, too. I would be supported on the sidelines as I can get Gatorade, water, all this stuff. I can do all of that. I don't want to be physically accosted.
Sure, and I can imagine getting people Gatorade and water is probably more sort of in your skill set as somebody who typically is delivering
Exactly.
food and drink to people.
As a professional Uber Eats person, and I prioritize Pizza Hut, so if anybody wants to order from Pizza Hut for Uber Eats, let me know. They gave me free merchandise, and I support that company for that reason.
Shouts out Pizza Hut. Tara, I know you've got another order to deliver, so I want to let you go, but is there anything else you'd like to add before we end this interview?
Here's the thing, I ate half of that order, and it's cold now, but I'm still going to deliver it because I do my job.
You heard it here first, folks. Thank you, Tara. Appreciate your time. Take care. Well, folks, what an incredible array of interviews here at Billy Bob Thornton University. Billy Bob Thornton Community College. Sometimes it feels more like a university just with the scope and size of the campus and the level of influence that it has here in our community. But speaking of influence, I'm going to be throwing it over to an incredibly influential voice in journalism here at our very own network, ENN, Mr. Donald Barbosa, who's at the anchor desk covering for Walter Brandflake to break stories submitted by you, our viewers in the Everything Now Show Discord. So if you haven't already, folks, I encourage you to join the Everything Now Show Discord and submit some images. I also see that we've shattered our sub goal. Thank you. Somebody gifted 10 subs. Who was that?
Oh, God. Berg died?
Berg died. Thank you so much, Berg died, for the 11 gifted subs. Do we have any other subscriber stories to break?
No, I don't think so.
None. Great stuff, folks. So we're going to throw it over to Donald Barbosa and then probably head on down to Street Takes for some Gen Z reporting in downtown New York. And I'll see you back in the news van.
Good evening, I'm Donald Barbosa. I got a ping on my app saying Walter was sick, and like any good gig worker, I came over right away, and I've been drinking the whole time. That's a pro. That's a pro's work. I'll be breaking tonight's top stories submitted by you, the viewers in the Discord. So if you haven't yet, get into the Everything Now Show Discord. It's a great place. Creative Steve says good morning every morning in there. But enough about Creative Steve. We're getting into tonight's top stories. We're starting with this late-breaking story that is on everyone's minds. This is sweeping the nation, so let's jump right into it. The Moopsie is loose. Oh no, this Digimon, I want to say, has gotten out of the zoo and is murdering everyone who makes over $300,000. We don't know how they know that information, but they're eerily accurate. That means if you, anyone at home, makes more than $300,000, you got to get that number down immediately. I suggest giving whatever amount you have over $300 to the Everything Now Show Patreon. You can go to the Everything Now Show Patreon right now, and you can be $1,000 tier hundreds of times, whatever it takes to get your income level below 300,000. Otherwise, the Moopsie will kill you. The Moopsie will absolutely kill you. That's not all that's happening in our fair town, though. Good things are happening too. And it's important as a newsman that I mix in some good stuff with all the horrors that take up our day-to-day life. Good news, though, there's this. Yes, that's right, the dwarves are kicking back chillin', so don't worry about it. I know a lot of you at home were worried. They're taking care of Snow White. What about their own needs? Are they taking care of themselves? Are they practicing self-love? Well, we got this photo sent to the news station that shows they're chiefing, they're kicking back, they're hitting the bong nasty style. And nasty style means they're doing it hard. They're doing a lot. Yeah, no, it's not gross.
Why is it called nasty style then?
Because it's good shit. It's good shit in there. It's sticky shit in there.
Oh, okay.
They're doing it nasty style, non-sexual, and they're having a great time. They're watching YouTube videos of funniest Jon Stewart moments. It's a compilation of times Jon Stewart was funny, and they're just sort of letting them all happen, playing them out, hanging out with their boys. It's important we all do this, whether we're taking care of Snow White or just living the day-to-day of our lives. So this reporter wants to tell you, make sure you're doing it nasty style, non-sexual in your home every now and then so that you can feel good about yourself as well. But folks, we've talked about the good, we've talked about the bad. What about the other thing? Sports. That's right, we have some sports news as well. I'm not just talking about things that matter in society, I'm also talking about fun little game we play as well. This is tonight's top sports story. Don't have a cow, Hussein. Kuwait ain't yours. And this is a sports story. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. This photo of Bart Simpson telling Saddam Hussein to stay away from Kuwait surely couldn't be about sports. Wrong. It is. It might seem like I'm vamping to try to figure out how this could be about sports, but that's not accurate. Charles Barkley drew this. Next story.
It's a Nolan Purvis original right there.
Really? Thank you, Nolan Purvis. Charles Barkley drew that. We're all proud of you, Chuck. Way to go. You're not just the third funniest guy on that show. You're your own guy. Don't worry that you never won a ring. You have a great career in front of you, warning Saddam Hussein to stay away from Kuwait. He is dead, though, I will tell you, Chuck, so that problem's a little solved, but I still love your ingenuity. Well, folks, we've talked about good, the bad, the sports. What about technology? Yes, it seems that new things are being invented all the time. And I'm like, do we need this one too? Evidently, yes. Well, we've got a great development in technology. This thing right here. Yeah, kids can drink gasoline now. Great news! You were wondering, what am I going to feed my kid tonight? What am I going to give them? Do I give them lean cuisine? Do I give them kid cuisine, which is apparently the same company? How am I going to make sure my kid has all the nutritions and supplements he needs? Well, the good people at British Petroleum have informed us that now they can actually just drink straight out the hose. And every kid loves to drink straight out the hose. It's a summertime tradition. Well, now it's not just water in their garden that they'll be drinking out of. It's also beautiful petroleum. They can drink it up. It costs the same price as regular petroleum. I don't know if that's necessarily cheaper. I don't need a car. I'm very wealthy. People drive me around. But if you're at a gas station and you're wondering, should I go in there and get my kids some chips or some sports bar? Don't worry about that. Take the nozzle out of your car and shove it into your kid's mouth, and they will apparently be okay, says British Petroleum. And I don't know about you, but British Petroleum has never done anything bad. In fact, Google right now, British Petroleum scandal, and I bet you nothing will come up.
0 results.
It will have 0 results. The Google page will just go, nothing to see here, keep moving. Well, folks, we have a few more stories to get into. We've talked sports, we've talked technology. What about a local piece? You know, we're talking about the great big things of the world. What about things affecting us here in New York? Not just the Digimon that's killing all the rich people in town. There's other things that affect all of us here in our small, sleepy town. Like this story right here. Yeah, this guy's back. Yeah, look at this little guy. He's back. He's eating all the trash again. We don't know if he's a good guy or a bad guy, but he's back. Locals have spotted him all around town. He picks up a trash can, he takes it somewhere else. What's he doing with it? We don't know that stuff, but he's here. Get this out. We know he's not a Digimon. We figured that out. He's not killing people, it seems like. People are dying, but you can't necessarily place that on him. There's murderers all over this town. Speaking of murderers, the police. That's right. We have stories about our local law enforcement as well. And it brings me no pleasure to report this, but this story is about our town's local police force. We might as well get right into it. And I'm going to take a brave stance here and say, and I know what you're thinking. How could the news that Larry David has been confirmed for Kingdom Hearts 4 be about our local police department? Well, did you know that Larry David was the chief of our local police force?
Wow.
I bet you didn't know that, dumbass. I bet you didn't know that. Well, he was. No longer, though. He's going to be going to Kingdom Hearts. He'll live there now for the next year. They're dropping him down there. Yep. The drone came and picked him up today. He grabbed onto the bottom of it and waved goodbye to all of us like the end of The Wizard of Oz. And he's going to Kingdom Hearts, wherever that is. And he will be living there for the next, I guess, year. I don't know how long until Kingdom Hearts 5 comes out. But whatever the duration is of a Kingdom Hearts, that's how long he'll be there. And that's coming from me, Donald Barbosa, a guy who knows so much about video games and the lore around said video games. Thank you. Well, we have one more story here to get to, and this one actually is near and dear to my heart. This is about my own family. It was tough for me to talk about this, but it was on the prompter, and I said, I'm not afraid of breaking any story. I talked about Chuck's drawing. I'll talk about anything. And so, even though this affects my own family, I'm here to report on this. Let's get into this final story right here. I'm so mad. I'm gonna have sex with my girlfriend so I won't be so mad. This is my father, Sonic. I don't like to talk about this, that I'm a Nepo baby, that my dad is Sonic. I don't like to get into that because